shout out to Prime XBT, sponsors of these streams. They've been sponsoring your boy here for over 2 years now. So if you like these streams, you want to support me, one of the most direct ways to do that, obviously I have the Haven. You can buy my friend tech, but one of the easiest ways is just trade using my ref link. Use the link in the description, use code MAIN50, throw some money on there, take some trades. Shout out to the Prime XBT team. Thank you so much for sponsoring these videos as always. Let's get into the charts here. We'll start with Bitcoin here. We had a bit of a breakout here to the upside and then a pretty strong rejection here. So looking at the 12-hour chart, which you guys know is kind of my preferred time frame to do analysis, it looks like it's made a high here, right? And now it's just retesting. So the bullish argument, right, is that this is, the breakout here. And now we're just retesting kind of this level. And we can continue up and then continue higher. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted some big thread while we were down here about kind of my bull case for Bitcoin here to go to, 30 plus K. So I'll kind of explain that here quickly if you didn't see that thread. But basically, the argument was simple, right? We have high time frame demand here in terms of the monthly chart and in terms of the weekly chart. We got high time frame demand here. And basically, we're failing to sell into the level, right? We're selling into it, but we're getting bought up. And now we have a pretty nice looking bullish weekly candle that closed last week. Remember, I talked about this. It swept the last 3 weeks lows and it pushed up. So the argument is very simple. Okay, this is support. There's a big sweep here on the monthly, on the weekly. There's clearly demand here. And the argument is let's make a move up into here. So this is support. And to me, the invalidation on this trade was very simple. As long as we're above there, like if this is going to go up, that's the low. Like if we're going to here, or at least to here, this is the low, in my opinion. So the thesis for that argument was very simple. It should not go lower than there if this thing is going to trade way higher. That should have been the run on the last 3 weeks lows. We got the demand and it should go up from here and it shouldn't come back down here and give bulls another chance to load up. What I want to see now for this thesis to continue is the bulls to push this up relatively quickly. If we diddle around here and go sideways, I like it a lot less. We start struggling at resistance, I like it a lot less. But that's the basic thesis for that bullish argument. The other parts of the thesis, right? We have SPX here, very close to all-time highs, potentially finding some support here. We have NQ, again, very close to all-time highs, potentially finding support here, but this is in resistance. So I said it needs to get above here, right? Same with SPX. It needs to get above this resistance if I'm gonna have confidence that's gonna go higher. The other piece of the puzzle that needed to line up was the dollar. The dollar, basically, we nailed the low here, the bounce, right to the range high. Now we need to see dollar reject, right? Like if Bitcoin is gonna go up to 32, 33K plus, we need to see dollar mean revert back within this big range here, okay? We need to see dollar mean revert because if dollar breaks out to the upside here, I think it goes all the way up to here. And if it goes all the way up to there, I do not think Bitcoin is going to be trading at 30K. I think it's much more likely that Bitcoin is trading at 20K if the dollar has that kind of breakout. And if the dollar has this kind of breakout, I would suspect that equities are pulling back and they're making lower highs as opposed to breaking out. So lower highs here as opposed to breaking out. So those are the things that need to happen from a technical perspective for that tweet that I put out to be in play. From a narrative perspective, ideally you would like to see Binance issue get resolved positively or already be priced in. So even if it's negative, price doesn't nuke on that. And then hopefully maybe some bullish ETF headwinds continuing with Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin dominance looking really good, right? And saying, okay, part of this reasoning for why things might go up here is we have this big retest on Bitcoin dominance. Maybe this is going to push up. It'll be a Bitcoin-led rally. Things are going to continue higher. So those are the things that I think need to occur for this rally to continue. Now, if we're starting to look at where we're at right now, remember we had the 12-hour breaker here. So this was the breaker that took out those lows. I talked about the retest and I talked about a push to 27.5. And in that tweet thread, I explained this. We were right here. And I said, hey, I want to see us push up to here. And this is our first trouble area. This is the area that price needs to clear for there to be serious momentum to the upside. So I think if we can get above this, then we're looking looking pretty positive to trade much higher up into here, and then potentially as high as I was talking about on the weekly chart there. But for now, this remains that key area of resistance. So when you saw that pump happen today, I had this level marked out for you guys. You don't want to chase that pump into resistance. That's how you get fucking trapped like this, right? You can see on all of these moves, tons of shorts get liquidated, tons of long open interest gets liquidated. So as people trying to chase these moves, you're much better off trying to wait for a dip, right? So if we're bullish here, we're getting a rejection at resistance. Well, what do we have here? We have a bunch of lows here that are untouched. So if you want a long, to me, a much better long is for some of these lows to get ran and then a move up, as opposed to trying to long the breakout right into resistance. Either that or you wait for us to get above here, and then I think that's your breakout long that you take. But for now, resistance is acting as resistance. But looking at the daily candle, we have a big sweep to the upside here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come and maybe take this daily low out or some of these daily lows and retest this level that I had mentioned. Now, for me, any sort of bullishness for much higher prices is completely invalidated if we start trading below here. We start trading below here, 25,750. I think we are going to shit the bed, right? So the reason I'm okay being cautiously bullish, or at least looking for the bulls to continue to push things higher, is because the downside here, if we start trading below here, I think we trade all the way down to fucking here. And I'll be able to try and get a short, or at least I won't be exposed for this massive drop, because we're talking 10+% to the downside. So that's kind of my thesis, high time frame for why I think Bitcoin can go much higher, but the bulls need to make it happen relatively quickly. If we start dicking around below resistance here, we're starting to fail to break out. If we have a bunch of rejections like we're seeing right here, then I think that thesis is null and void, and I think the likelihood of trading sub 20K increases exponentially. So from a day trading perspective, I would be looking for low time frame signs of accumulation. So that is going to occur either at this level that we are basically trading at right now, or below some of these lows. So I want to see a move down below some of these lows, and I want to see that move get bought up quickly, and I want to see a low time frame accumulation. What is that? Something like this, right? That pattern I always draw. I want to see a low. Here's all your lows. I want to see a low get taken out, and then I want to see the high that pushed us below the low. Then this is the high. I want to see that get taken out. That's the signs to me that this is a liquidity run, and this is likely a trend shift. Why did I choose that level? Because it's this 12-hour swing low, and it's the middle of this breaker. I don't think we should get back below this breaker if we're going higher. It's basically the EQ of the breaker. We have a 12-hour low there. Worst case scenario is this is a sweep. Like we go all the way down here and we sweep. But if we start closing back through this breaker, I think it's toast and it goes much lower. So that is kind of my basic premise for the high time frame that I've explained, and then all the technical reasons, including other markets for that. And then from a day trading perspective, I'm just watching these lows here. Let's see if any of these lows get ripped, and then they give us an opportunity to get long from a bullish reaction. Slightly concerning daily candle right into resistance. Big SFP. What would make me think that this is not going to go back up? We have a sweep here. We get a close below this old daily low. The likelihood of us going up, I think, is a lot less. It decreases massively for me. So this sweep, I'm not saying that we aren't going to dump off this sweep. We absolutely can. But if you get this sweep and then a market structure break to the downside, that starts to look very ugly. But if we just have a sweep here and then we're going to maybe sweep down here, maybe that's not so bad. So we'll have to see. Kind of an ugly looking daily candle into resistance, but I'm going to give the bulls a chance to make a move higher before just assuming that, this was it, that was the top, and we're fucking cooked. I don't like that daily candle, and I'm still very cautious for the bulls because I definitely think that based on how high the stock market traded and things like that Bitcoin should have been higher by now, but I'm giving them a chance. Let's see what happens. We have some very clear levels where we can look for action around, and we're just going to kind of see what happens, right? So from an even lower time frame perspective here, throw on Monday's range here. There's Monday's low, that low that I had marked on the daily right there. And here's Monday's high, right? So if we get some sort of sweep of Monday's low and then a reclaim, that's a long I'm taking all day, and I will take that into Monday's high. Conversely, if we sweep Monday's high and break back in, That's a short I will take all day, and I'll take that down to Monday's low. And if this happens, I think it ends up trading way fucking lower anyways. That's kind of my high time frame right down to the hourly game plan here. The hourly game plan, very simple. We're looking at Monday's low and maybe some of these lows to the left of it, but Monday's low and a sweep and a reclaim, that would be an intraday, like take the long tonight, tomorrow, close it in a couple days from now, or even the same day, depending. That would be what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're weaker than Bitcoin still, right? So it's kind of just hanging on by a thread here. I would like to see FBTC go up from here. But again, if this rally is going to happen, I want BTC to lead it. And maybe that means that FBTC needs to bleed out more. But we're just in a range here, right? We're going sideways. Consolidating. We're right at the mid-range here of this H12. And we're getting capped there. Get above the mid-range. Bitcoin's trading up here relative to F. So get above the mid-range, then maybe it starts to look interesting again. All right, let's look at DXY here real quick. We broke below this low. So I would like to see the dollar trade down into here before continuing higher. But until we get a break in market structure to the downside from the dollar, I have no reason to assume it's not going to continue higher. Now, we had 9 green weekly candles in a row. This thing is due for a pullback, but I'm not going to try and guess when the top is. This is a steep uptrend, right? But look how steep this uptrend was, right? It could just keep going and going and going. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to assume that this is just it, but this is due for a correction. But until it starts shifting market structure bearishly on the 12-hour, the daily, heck, even like the 4-hour, you know, like down below this low, I'm not going to assume that the top is in yet. And if this breaks out of this range to the upside, it's going to 107, as high as 110 in my opinion. So if we're wanting Bitcoin to go up, this thing needs to shit the bed. So with the dollar, I have a trade idea that I'm lining up here. I would like to see the dollar trade down to here and then go up. And confluent with that happening, I would like to see euro trade up into this resistance and then sell off. So when dollar comes into its support, I want to see euro come into its resistance. I want to see dollar get bought up, and I want to short this and see it sell off. So that's one of the trades that I'm looking at. So I had dialed in gold here for 2 shorts. I thought we were going to trade all the way down to this low, to be honest with you, but this might have been it. We ran this low into demand here. So maybe we aren't going to come down to this low, but we had a nice reaction off of my zone here. So gold, right, it's pushing higher. That being said, the dollar is also potentially still bullish, right? So we see the dollar pull back a little bit. Gold had a big rally here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green 12-hour candles in a row. So it looks bullish right now. I would not buy it here. I would wait for some sort of pullback if this is going to continue higher. But I don't think it's out of the question that, you know, if dollar continues to rip, that this can fall back down and potentially still go down to this low. But for now, this just put in a bullish market structure shift on the 12-hour. Go to the daily, put in a bullish market structure shift on the daily, and it took out a high time frame low into some demand over here, right? Into this fair value gap. From there to there, took out that low. So if you wanted to long gold, I would wait for some sort of retrace, maybe back into this area before getting long, but I'd be watching the dollar as well. Based on your experience in the past 3 bear markets, which alts should we be looking to buy? The alts that you're going to want to buy for the next bull market probably don't exist yet. Like, you're not going to want to look at coins that did well in 2017 and 2020 and assume that they're going to do well in the new bull cycle, right? Because think about it. They've already failed to deliver. 99% of them never delivered the shit they said they were going to when they came out. They also already went up thousands of percents and have massive overhead supply and bag holders, and people like some of the guys in these chats being like, hey, but it's a good project. Look at the partnerships. Like, these people are underwater as fuck. Keep that in mind. You're going to want to buy the new shit. Maybe it doesn't even exist yet. Maybe it's being traded on DEXs. It's not even on centralized exchanges yet. The coins that were the highest performers in the last cycle didn't exist in the previous cycle. Like Solana and things like that, they didn't exist in 2017. So what's to make you think that coins that existed in 2020 are going to outperform everything else? I'm a boomer though. My portfolio is primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Like 80 to 90% of my portfolio will be Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then the other 10 to 20%, I will sprinkle in shit that is either going to go zero or way higher. That's nice. A little agua. Got back from the gym. Let's go. Fuck you, buddy. Had a nice, relaxing weekend. A little getaway with my girl. And it looks like I came back to a dumpster fire. Why do you guys keep giving these fucking dudes with pube beards money? What makes this a good project? Look at this monthly chart. Tell me honestly, what makes this a good project? Look at their partnerships. What the fuck do their partnerships have to do with anything? Who fucking cares? Why is it at 14 cents when it used to be at $2? The ultimate bag holder cope. They're building. Look at their partnerships. Tell me you're holding from way higher without telling me you're holding from way higher, you know what I mean? Yeah, shitty, bobitty. Look at the stash right now. Looking quite majestic. Trying to be my girlfriend, bro. I mean, up a lot relative to what? You guys are funny, man. Sol is getting butt fucked by Ethereum. That's a very strong term. Sol is getting destroyed by Ethereum. Buddy, if I was worth $50 million, I would not be doing this right now. Look at this goddamn thing. I look like a goddamn brontosaurus. How do I get me a fucking steak deal? Get me on the phone with Steak. Get me on the phone with Robit. Get your boy Maine one of these big old fucking gambling deals. Look at the fucking neck, bro. First of all, BitBoy's a clown. Got kicked out of his own fucking company. That's hilarious. Steak. 100K a month. Robit, 100K a month. Let's go. Who else is doing it like this? If I knew how to do that, bro, I would. I'm not gonna lie, I look kind of handsome in this light. What do I mean by that? When it's darker and harder to see, I look better. I should just only go out at nighttime. I'm like a goddamn vampire from Twilight. I'm so fucking pasty. That would be my non-financial advice.